Alright, let's start with the brisket. Choose a full packer brisket with both the point and the flat. You want to look for good marbling, that's real important. Go ahead and trim off the excess fat, but leave about a 1/4 inch on there. Now, moving on to the pork butt, use a bone-in pork butt, sometimes called pork shoulder. If there's any skin on it, remove that. And yeah, trim off the excess fat here as well. Now for both meats, keep it simple. Use a 50-50 mix of coarse kosher salt and 16 mesh black pepper. Some folks like to add paprika to the pork butt for a bit of color. Optional binder here, some recipes suggest a thin layer of mustard or maybe hot sauce, just to help the rub stick, especially for that pork butt. When it comes to fuel, use a good quality charcoal like FOGO Super Premium, and throw in some wood chunks. Post oak is preferred by Franklin, by the way. You want to aim for a consistent temperature somewhere between 270 and 275 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 132 to 135 Celsius. And always use a reliable thermometer to keep an eye on things. Place the meat in the smoker, fat side up. Let it smoke undisturbed for the first 3 hours. For the pork butt, after those 3 hours are up, go ahead and spritz it with apple cider vinegar every hour to keep it nice and moist. When the brisket reaches an internal temperature of around 160 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 71 to 74 Celsius, this is often called the stall. At this point, you'll want to wrap it up tightly in pink butcher paper. Now, for pork butt, go ahead and wrap it when the bark has split, which usually happens after about 8 hours. Some recipes, they suggest using aluminum foil instead. And for temperature, you want to maintain 275 degrees Fahrenheit or 135 Celsius. Just keep on cooking until everything's nice and tender. The brisket is done when it's probe tender. That's usually around 200 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit or 93 to 96 Celsius. A good way to check is if a toothpick slides right through the meat, real easy. For pork butt, the bone should just slide out without much effort. The internal temperature should be right around 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 93 Celsius. And honestly, the meat should be super tender. Now for both brisket and pork butt, let the meat rest, still wrapped, for at least 1 to 2 hours. This step is crucial, y'all. When it's time to serve, slice the brisket against the grain. For pork butt, go ahead and shred or pull the pork. Just a heads up, the actual smoking time for both brisket and pork butt is way longer than this 10-minute overview. Often 10 to 14 hours or more. Keeping a steady smoker temperature is key. And above all, patience. Don't rush the process. Would you like more details on any of these steps?